Yay. Sagittarius day. All right, this is all about the number 2, being the imagination. And we can see that there are a lot of plants being imagined, bro. Here at the Huntington, lots of plants being imagined all day. A lot of imaginations. All right, so no one really taught us to think about each plant as its own imagination, but this is how real the ego is. When you understand that each human has their own ego, that's because each human is a walking plant. And we're all as unique as these very unique plants and these very unique animals. And all these very unique people at the gardens all have their own egos. So that's what number 2 is literally all about. Sagittarius exposes the fact that we love to travel to see new things. And plants will literally travel to create whole new species and whole new structures for bugs to live in, for animals to hang out in all the time, every day. Sagittarius is pretty lit. So Sagittarius is what? In this zodiac Western, it's I think a centaur. It's supposed to be a fusion with the horse. So the horse is freedom. It really is about freedom of movement. That's Sagittarius, and that comes after your ego. So you can learn from astrology right there that the ego loves the freedom of movement. And we see that in nature all the time. All the time, freedom of movement is everything. If you're watching Animal Channel or Discovery Planet, any of those Masonic things about animals, everything's about freedom of movement. These plants have freedom of movement. You're not really going to confine them in any sort of pattern. They have their own pattern that can break out of your pattern. It's kind of like the concept of the Matrix is what they keep showing in these movies, that the Matrix tries to hold humans in patterns, but because humans are very intricate plants, we always have the ability to grow outside of the box. So you can't really fully contain plants. Now, of course, the bonsai tree concept, that's China saying, well, we can cut off branches and we can direct energy here and here and here. That's what Marvel did by sacrificing Black Panther. But that's because Black Panther represents the walking symmetry of the Marvel universe. So you know that you're a walking tree, you tap into the psychedelic realm, and you can understand that each of these plants is alive. And I mean, that's how life works. If you're eating a plant, you're eating the life of someone else so you can replenish your life. So it's just about bringing awareness to the fact that we're all connecting to something based on our own desire to be aware of ourselves. So in nature, we see egos are eating each other constantly. Egos are eating each other all the time. Egos will go out into nature and consume each other's structures so that they can connect to something at a higher vibration. That's where it becomes, eat or be eaten for a lot of animals. Now, as humans, we're supposed to be evolved at a higher consciousness so that we're not actually in such a survival state. But it seems that the banking system has trapped people in such a survival state that even now, in the modern ages, it still feels like eat or be eaten. And I think that's why people support eating so much and eating so much meat every day too. Not just eating plants, because we can see that you can eat plants and not kill it. It's kind of hard to eat a cow or a chicken and not kill that. Okay, so that is the Sagittarius energy on the dark side of number 2. When we want to connect to something, that can look negative for the thing we want to connect to. So when people say, I love chicken, people are saying they love chicken, but is that actually positive for the chicken? If it's not positive for the chicken, then you can see that your Sagittarius desire to connect to something is going to result in a negative death for that other thing. So this is yet again how we know that the ego is real. These plants are very nice. A very nice area. This exposure is blasting right now. Well, that's because the sun is blasting. All right. All right. All right. So, we know the ego is very real. Each of these plants is being constructed by the egos of spirits that we can't see. You can't see your ego in the universe, just like you can't actually see yourself when you look outside of yourself. So you're going to have to build a body to represent yourself, and that's what all these plants are doing. Look at them. Big Sagittarius energy. Okay, these plants are traveling every day just based on their ego's desire to create something, to generate a form of electricity that can result in mass. So all these plants are working together to build a better world. If you would just stop chopping us down, then we could build a better world. All right, that's me as symmetry speaking for the trees. Okay, so that's what my soul was called here to do. As I'm getting taken out of my home, I at least can find solace in the fact that plants are their own home, and plants are making every home possible. So I can see that trees support people, but people do not support trees. And that's why people chop trees down and make money out of trees, because trees support people. Trees support you and me, but we don't support trees as humans. Trees already support themselves. So Mercury supports trees. And that's the point of solving climate change. We need to actually get to the root of the problem. And the problem is based in trees. Humans have a very negative consciousness about trees. And that's why Disney wants the world to look like WALL-E. That's why Disney wants the world to look like WALL-E, where we're not going to have plants anymore, because Silicon Valley and the Masons want to make money enslaving black people forever. So if you want to raise your vibration and solve these problems naturally, then check out Always Ascending Academy. All right, chaseyourgenes.com. See you in the next one. Gang, gang. Yeah.